All right, let's get right into it. We all deal with it, right? Anxiety, fear, those moments when the world just feels like it's too much. But what if there was a way to not just cope with it, but to find this deep, unshakable inner peace? Well, today we're going to unpack a powerful concept that promises exactly that.
Now just listen to this incredible statement from Islamic scholars. It suggests that there's a kind of paradise we can get into right here, right now. A preview of the real deal. I mean, that's a pretty bold claim, wouldn't you say?
So naturally, that leads to the big question. What is this paradise on earth? And, more importantly, how do we find the entrance? I'll give you a hint. It has nothing to do with winning the lottery or becoming famous. The answer is way, way deeper than that.
Yeah, so this paradise isn't about stuff. It's not your job title, your reputation, or what's in your bank account. It's actually a state of being. It's this inner contentment that's so strong that all the anxiety, fear, and sadness that we all feel, well, it just kind of shrinks. It's not that you're immune to pain, but you become so much more resilient in moving through it.
And here it is. This is the key that unlocks the whole thing. This paradise is the ability to live with complete, total reliance on God, no matter what life throws at you. It's about letting go of that desperate need to control everything and just trusting that there's a greater plan at work.
Now, this whole idea, it has a name in the Islamic tradition, Tawakul. And that's the core concept we're going to unpack today because it really is the heart of finding that inner peace we've been talking about. Let's dig into what it actually means.
Okay, so this is absolutely crucial. Tawakul is a two-part deal. First, you have to trust in God's plan and totally rely on Him. But, and this is the part people sometimes miss, you do that after you have done everything in your power. So you see, it's not just sitting back and wishing. It's about actively striving and then pairing that effort with a deep, profound trust.
To really get a feel for this, think about a little kid's connection with their mom. When she's there, the child just feels safe, right? At peace. Tawakul offers a similar kind of spiritual security. And it's not just a nice idea. Studies have actually shown that people with a strong connection to a higher power tend to be way more resilient and bounce back faster from life's challenges.
So that all sounds great in theory, but how do we make this a practical tool? I mean, how can you actually use Tawakul when you're feeling totally overwhelmed? Let's break it down into a super simple 4-step guide that you can literally use today.
All right, first step, pinpoint one specific problem that's really weighing on you. Just one. Step 2, you consciously and with your whole heart hand that problem over. You just say, I'm giving this to you. Now, step 3, this one's tough. You have to empty your mind of any specific outcome you want. You got to be okay with whatever the result is. And then finally, the all-important step 4, you do your part. You use the resources and the means that you have to tackle the problem.
Okay, and this is where a lot of people can get tripped up. Tawakul is not an extreme. It's not about doing absolutely nothing and just waiting for a miracle, but it's also not about believing that everything depends only on you. It is all about finding that perfect sweet spot balance between your effort and your trust. So think of it like this. There are two ditches on either side of the road. On one side, you've got inaction, just relying on God but doing nothing. That's a huge misunderstanding because God gave you the ability to act. On the other side, you've got pure self-reliance, trusting only in your own hustle, which, let's be honest, usually leads to burnout, stress, and despair when things don't work out. True Tawakul is that path right down the middle.
And this sums it up perfectly. True Tawakul is all about using the tools God gave you while relying on Him for the results that are completely out of your hands. I mean, think about Maryam, in the throes of labor, being told to shake a giant palm tree. Seemed impossible, right? But she had to make the effort. Or Musa, being told to strike the sea with his staff. Such a simple action that came right before a massive miracle. You just have to do your part.
But the real magic of this whole mindset kicks in after you've done your part and the outcome is revealed, whatever that outcome is. Instead of falling into despair if it's bad or arrogance if it's good, you frame the result with one of these 4 powerful, positive mindsets. So no matter what happens, you can tell yourself, okay, God has a plan for me. Or if it's something painful, I know that some good will come from this suffering. You might even see it as, this is a test and it's here to make me stronger. Or you can get really practical with it. This is a huge learning opportunity based on the choices I made. See? These mindsets protect you from pessimism and they keep you moving forward.
This beautiful metaphor just captures the whole essence of this trust, doesn't it? It's a promise that if your reliance is true and sincere, your needs are going to be met, just like a simple bird's needs are met every single day.
But, and here's the question that just unlocks the whole thing. Did the bird just sit in its nest and wait for worms to fall from the sky? No, of course not. That bird took action. It flew. It searched. It put in the work.
And that, right there, is the ultimate takeaway. Laziness is a choice. Action is also a choice. Real, true trust in a higher plan doesn't make you passive. It is the ultimate fuel for motivated, hopeful, and resilient action, because you know deep down that your efforts are part of a much bigger picture.
So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one last question to really think about. What fear, what limitation, what self-imposed barrier in your own life could you finally break past if you chose to combine your absolute best effort with absolute trust?